wanted to focus a little bit on the AFC North this time, man. And just in terms of our tandem, how do we feel about, how we rank in the AFC North? And just specifically the AFC North. And for this, man, we're going to talk about, each team's top 3 corners, right? Your 2 outside guys, and their slot corner. And then just kind of discuss like how we feel these guys rank within the division. And in this chat, y'all let us know that as well, man. AFC North cornerback. So to give you the context from each team for everybody that might not know. All right. For the Baltimore Ravens, the 3 that we had used were Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters, and Kyle Fuller, who was their slot corner. For the Browns, we went Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, and Greg Newsome II was their slot corner. Obviously, here in Pittsburgh, we got Akello Witherspoon, Levi Wallace, and my man Cam Sutton. And then over in Cincinnati, it was Eli Apple. I'm going to butcher this name. Chidobe Awuzie. Did I say it right?
Yeah. I
think I said that right?
Yeah.
Chidobe Awuzie. And then obviously Mike Hilton is out there for their slot, man. So those are, the tandems or the trios that we were using in this exercise right here, man. So like I said, for y'all in the chat, let us know how you guys feel we rank in terms of the Steelers cornerback trio within the division. So how you feel, man?
Going forward, I think we could be number 1 on this list by the end of the season. Because there are a lot of question marks, I think, about the other teams. Maybe the Browns have the least amount of question marks. Because I think Greg Newsome, he's going to be fine for them. He had a pretty good rookie season. Denzel Ward, he's like a steady top 15 cornerback. Greedy Williams, he's sometimes hit or miss. But Humphrey, he's coming off the injury. Peters coming off of a major injury as well. Kyle Fuller, he hasn't really been the same in recent years. And then the Bengals, Awuzie had a really good year for them last year, but is he going to be able to keep it up? Eli Apple had his really good year last year compared to the rest of his career.
He did.
He did. He had a really good year.
That pissed me off, bro. Because remember what was the game? What's the first Bengals game? We were up here. We were like, no, it was the second one. The one in Cincy. We were like, oh, it's Eli, man. Like, it ain't like that. It showed up. That was the game we get the pick. And we're like, this guy here. Yeah.
And we know Mike Hilton, really solid corner, especially in the slot. I think all of our guys, if Akello hits that top 10, 15 threshold, Levi is just solid on the other side. Could he be a top 25, top 20 corner for us? And then Cam Sutton going more to his natural position in the slot.
Yeah.
If he could be locked down there, especially with those question marks with all the other guys. Now, if all of them play up to par of what they're supposed to be, then I don't know if there's even a chance for us to be number 1. But, man.
So if everybody plays to their best their ability for every single team in the division, all our corners, all their corners, everybody's playing their best, everybody's healthy, how are you ranking it?
Yeah. The tough one's the bank. I mean, I'd probably have us at dude, it's tough because Newsome's still young. Yeah, the thing with the Ravens and the Browns is they have the guy at the top.
Yeah.
Compared to what we have.
Right.
The for sure guy at the top. If we're talking
in terms
about
of Denzel
everyone
and Marlon or even Marcus in that sense for you talking about Baltimore.
Right. So I'd probably have. I don't know if I like Peters coming back from this injury as much. I don't know if it's going to be the same. I think Humphrey will be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably go Browns, Ravens, us, Bengals.
So you're saying you like the Browns over the Ravens?
Yeah.
Okay. I was reading it backwards. I was taking it other way from you.
If that's the scenario you're talking about,
yeah.
If Newsome lives up to the bill he was drafted to be, Denzel Ward, he's been a steady guy. He gets back into that top 10 range.
Because to me, I think of it like in this sense, right? Not even projecting how high this guy's ceiling or how low it can be. Just in the sense of what I've seen from these dudes. Can I realistically project that they could do that again? So when you're saying the thing about Marlon Humphrey, you think he'll be back? I'm I agree with you. When you say Marcus Peters, he might take a step because of that. It's that's I agree with that part of it. You know what I mean? So that's for me where I'm thinking of these dudes oh man.
I think we're right there. I really do.
It's legit.
If we can play
that's what
good,
made me think of it, bro.
If we can play good, I mean, I guess ours is a little bit more positive spin of everything goes right for us. Akello plays awesome. Levi, he does what he was brought in here to do. Cam Sutton goes back to the slot. also plays well. And, like, everyone else is the more realistic of, you're right, Peters, not the same. Newsome, Greedy Williams, hit or miss. And then Eli Apple comes back down to earth. Awuzie, who knows what happens with him. Mike Hilton, I mean, he's steady, but, like, the slot corner, if those outside corners aren't doing anything, it's not the same type of impact.
No, 100%,
so that's what I mean. I think at the end of the year, we could be saying we're number one, especially with how our pass rush is, too. But if we're looking at the units as a whole, I think right now I'd have us, like, 3. I think I'd have us in that 3 range.
Yeah. All right. For me, man.
And that might be even a little bit optimistic over the Bengals guys.
So,
but I like what Akello did last year.
Yeah.
At the end of the year versus, let's just say, Awuzie or like Eli Apple as their top cornerback. Wallace is solid. I mean, you know.
No, he definitely is. No question.
Being up in Buffalo, like he was really good these last 2 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to. We kept getting these freaky bots in the day on chat, man. I was trying to multitask to get rid of them, and you was like sending it back to me to talk. I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't ready yet, man.
Because the Browns even drafted it.
You keep talking. These bots they getting wild in here, man.
Browns even drafted a dude this year too. I forget what his name is, but they're loading up on their defense recently.
All right, so now I'm good. Now
go for it.
I didn't got the freaks.
Say what you gotta say.
You know what I'm saying? They was getting butt booty in there, and I was like, I don't want all that with y'all passing out, man. Y'all keep that. Deke don't need it right now either. All right, his mouth hurt. But for me, man, I kind of agree with you. Well, actually, I do agree with you a lot. In the sense of, if we're talking about us, we are that like outlier, because yes, our body of work in terms of Akello, Levi, and Cam isn't already proven to the same extent as some of these other guys. But when you talk about the projection, or when you talk about why we're optimistic about them, you can make a case that they should be higher up. But for me, man, I had them at number 3 as well. The way that I ended up doing it, and number 4, I went with the Cincinnati Bengals, mainly because I don't believe in Eli Apple replicating what he did last season. I thought that was an outlier, man. I don't think any of us were expecting Eli to play the way that he did last year. But I need to see that again for me to truly believe that. Obviously, Chidobe, we know who he is, and he could ball out. And I'm a big Mike Hilton fan. Like, that's my dude right there. But because they don't have that bona fide Denzel Award, Marlon Humphrey, or Marcus Peters, that's the difference for me. And like I said, when your best guy is Eli Apple, and he definitely played extremely well, I seen that shoe fall off too many times with him, man. So I don't believe what I saw from him last season. So that's why I had them at number 4. I wanted to put the Steelers higher, but I legit can't, unfortunately, man. Like, because it's more of the optimism and speculation when I'm talking about, can Akello replicate what he did at the end of the season? If I'd already seen that happen for the full season, or even for 10 games, I think it's a different conversation. I don't have a problem being more confident in him. It's just the sample size was small. Levi, super consistent. Honestly, I think that he could be our version of how Steven Nelson was for us. You know, when Steven came here.
I was gonna say this. He might be the best second corner.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
out of all these teams.
Yeah, he's on that level, because like Marcus Peters is coming back from injury, so we don't know what that's gonna look like. Greedy is good, but to me, I don't think Greedy has caught to where Levi is just yet. So that's the thing that I do like about when we talk about Levi Wallace and what he's been able to do. And then at the slot spot, Cam Sutton. We know Cam. Cam has shown that he can play on the outside, but if you're taking the outside corner and putting him on the inside, I like that a little bit, man. I think that adds to it. Now, if I'm comparing Cam Sutton versus Kyle Fuller, Greg Newsome, and Mike Hilton, that's kind of tight. That's kind of tight right there, man.
I'd have him over Fuller.
See, I don't think I would. Man. And that's
Newsome too. This is potentially going to be his first year in the slot.
Right.
They're going to move him inside. Is what they're saying. Yeah, it's tough. Cam's solid. I think he's solid though. I think he's solid.
And it's not a knock on Cam. I think it's just a testament to the slot corners. Those names that we're listing off right there, that's a high quality group right there, man.
Yeah, Hilton got paid $7 million.
Absolutely, that's a high
Cam Sutton
group,
we signed for, what was it, $4 million?
Yeah,
$4 million a year.
Yeah, it's a little different. But at number 2, man, this is. I went Cleveland here at 2 solely because I'd want to see them get to that point where they can be okay, the target is on y'all, and y'all still live up to it. We've seen Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters do that, where you're coming into a season, you're like, yo, we know those two dudes right there, and they still lived up to it. And in some cases, like Marlon, exceeded expectations. I need to see can Denzel Ward put it together consistently enough to match a Marlon Humphrey. I need to see can Greedy Williams potentially grow into what a Marcus Peters was. Maybe not to the turnover element of it, but can he be that type of number 2 opposite of Denzel? And Greg Newsome, like you said, he's new to the slot. Whereas Cal's been doing this. Now, I don't think that Cal is going to I don't think he's going here anymore, but he's still here. I don't think
he's going to somehow resurrect his career with
absolutely.
the Ravens.
We know this. He's not. I don't think he's going to know that. I think he's going to be right in this area, man.
Like the Anquan Boldin type of
it's going to be that smooth,
Mike Wallace.
like just making plays, and you're like, bruh, how, why?
Steve Smith.
Exactly. Just keep naming them. That's how it goes, bro. You know it.
Those are our receivers, though. I don't know if they got the whole slot corner factory just yet.
I don't know, man. But who did they put out there last year? Averett.
Yeah, no, he was pretty good. He actually wasn't bad.
Yep. So we shall see.
And they've been rolling as like safeties. Jimmy Smith is their third guy for how long?
Even at the safety position, when Earl Thomas, him and his brother, they went on their sabbatical. I forgot the dude they just threw out there, and it was like, who was this dude? And he was nice. He was hooping. You know what I mean? So they find ways, man. But that's the reason why I had the Browns at number 2, because I just need to see. Now that they're going to continue to get talked about, they're going to continue to have expectations. Can you develop, or can you produce on that type of level? Because I've seen Baltimore do it, and that's why I had them at number 1, man.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me because I really want to put us at 1.
Yeah.
But if we're saying right now, and if you're saying like everything's fine for every cornerback unit, like everything goes right, I don't know if I could have us at 1 right now. But don't count us out for being 1 at the end of the season, because I everything we laid out, I think there's a realistic way it happens.
Yeah.
I really do, because I could see the Ravens, like Peter, he's not going to be the same. I could see that happening. And as I mentioned with Kyle Fuller, he's not on the same trajectory that he's been on in his career. Greedy Williams, Greg Newsome, uncertainty there as well. Denzel Ward, I think's overrated. Awuzie, Eli Apple, one-hit wonders.
I like how my man went straight shots at everybody. I'm like, all right, let's get it, man. Let's get it.
But, I mean, they could, let's just say these rival teams are ripping on the Steelers. Yeah. They could be saying similar things about us. Who the hell is Cam Sutton? Like,
who was this Akello guy?
Never even heard of this guy.
He was just traded right when he signed his contract a year ago.
Yeah, and Levi Wallace, he's solid. He's solid, but if he's their best, like, I don't know. Yeah. I get it. But I have a lot of faith in our cornerback room this year. I think our defense is like, that might be the thing too. Our defense as a whole elevates
everything else.
The cornerback status amongst the rest of the other AFC North cornerback rooms.
Fair enough.
That could happen. I already said that too, but I think we're going to be looking highly upon this cornerback position.
If not, we're going to be pissed off with this defense otherwise. So we better be looking at them like that. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. So shoot, man, I guess we are on to the final, unless we had any supers that popped in. I don't see. I think we got one. Might have came through.
Who is it? Is it just one?
Yeah, I think it was just one.
Let's go, UW.
Was it him? It was something about Eli, right?
Yeah. Eli Apple a day keeps the Super Bowl win away. They love those memes.
Bro, it's Eli.
The burnt toast one.
Bro, y'all can believe that hype y'all want to. I've seen that too many times, man. I'm like, I am not falling for that Eli Apple. You done fooled me too many times. I ain't falling for it, baby.
Hey, we got some rankings here. Isaiah Aguilar.
Oh, let's get it. Yeah.
Says 1 Ravens, 2 Browns, 3 Bengals, and then he says 4 us. LOL, it sucks, but it's true as of right now.
Okay, let me see. I thought I did see actually another ranking. Good call on that. Oh, man.
I'm not.
Or maybe that was the one that I saw. I think that was one I saw too. Yeah, good call.
No one else.
Yeah, because I'm seeing people rank like Mel Blount versus Prime and Rod Woodson and stuff like that. But
yeah. All right, we got Robert Bennett. I got one here.
Okay.
Number 1 Ravens, best 2 outside cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Bengals at 2, solid with the best nickel. 3 Browns, 4 Steelers. Trevin K says 1 Ravens, 2 Browns, 3 Bengals, 4 Steelers. Luckily, having the best safety in the NFL brings our DB room up to 2.
Well, I was going to ask, because like when we start including safeties, Baltimore, I mean,
Yeah, they got Kyle Hamilton.
it's like, yo,
Brown safeties aren't bad either.
And we know the Bengals. I mean, they got a squad. That's why I was like, I don't know if it like moves it like crazily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. That might put the Ravens over the Browns for me.
Yeah.
And it's a weird scenario.
Because I already have the Ravens at 1, so that's why it's not gonna move them for me for that. But Cincy is the one where I'm like, if I'm comparing our DBs, our 3 corners only, I make the case for Steelers because I don't necessarily believe in Eli Apple all the way. But then when we're starting to compare, okay, now they got these
Bates
two, we
Bell.
got these. You know what I mean? It's like,
and they drafted what's his face from Michigan.
So the Dax Hill.
Yeah.
So it's like that's where I'm like, we start going there. That make it a little harder too. Yeah.
Dude, why am I like so conflicted with this? Because you could be listing off these names and stuff, but I'll still take our guys. I honestly think we're going to perform really well this year.
You're supposed to. That's called pride in your team. That's called believing in your team. That's why even when I'm up here and I talk, I'm like, yo, I still believe our guys can get it done. I still think we can do this.
Yeah.
That's it. The only difference is you are a little bit more like radical with it, but that's the fan part, whereas I'm a little bit more reserved because just as a player, I don't like to just throw all that out there because I just know how crazy that joint gets at times, you know what I mean? But no, you should feel confident in our guys, man. We do have legit guys. Like, to me, Levi, I love that pickup, man. Keller, what he was able to do, I love that. Cam Sutton, if you're talking about him no longer being on the outside, him being a slot corner predominantly or mainly, I love him in the slot. He was one of the reasons why they even were saying, hey, man, we can move on from Mike Hilton in a sense, because it's like, yo, this guy can do this extremely well. Hilton does this extremely well, but he does this extremely well. So you should. But at the same time, I don't fault those that are a little bit more pessimistic. They are a little bit more, I need to see more of it. Can you do it, for more than 5 games? Can you play like this, Cam Sutton in the slot, when you're not going to be having a Mike Hilton to do some of the physical blitzing and some of the rundown stuff? What does that look like? You know what I mean? So I can see both sides of it, but no, you should feel good about it, though. You should feel confident.
Well, we got some good teams in the AFC North. That's
really
what it is.
Also a good thing, too. Like, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, we don't got no bottom feeders right now.
I'm glad you said it, because I do feel like at times when we're talking about our guys, if it's the thought process, if they're not at number 1 at everything, then we're not supporting them. But it's like, this division is not like you said, a bottom feeder division. You know what I mean? This is a division that we do got some teams in here. We do happen to have some special players on both, actually all 3 phases. I was about to say on both sides of the ball, but in all 3 phases, you talk about even kickers. 3 of the NFL's best kickers is right in this division. Think about that, bro. Yeah.
True. Yeah,
like,
you could have top 3 of the,
you see what I'm
5,
saying?
Whatever. Yeah.
So it's like, this division is not a cupcake division. This division is stacked with players, teams, and that's what you want. That's what makes it fun. That's the part for me that I'm excited about. And it's going to be a different approach because we don't have the Big Ben name with us anymore, but we still have pieces. We still have guys who it's like, yo, all right, we can win this way. It ain't the traditional way, but no, you can definitely win that way, man.
Yeah. All right.